Alright, I'm predicting two things. I'm gonna get out of this room, and then I'm going to fucking die. Stack of nautical charts. I think this is a nautical chart? There's a line on it here. I think that line is the route the ship is supposed to take. There are dots all over the map. Oh, that's probably ports. Like for a boat to stop at? Looks like the lines connect to the dots. What the fuck else is a port? A door, I suppose. Portal. A light. Looks like some kind of wilted flower. A chair. A chair. Clover isn't talking much. Well, I guess that's understandable. I mean, she's been through a lot. Really, it's more surprising that she's still together enough to talk at all. Her brother used to love chairs. Poor guy. Junpei, are you trying to open that door? Forget it. It's pointless. I tried it earlier. It won't open. The dead is bolted to the wall here. Well, how about this desk? Pocket watch. Wait, what? That's a pocket watch. She sure hasn't been saying much. She just keeps looking at the floor. She seems kind of sad. Yeah, no surprise there. A voice he hadn't expected startled Junpei from his examination of the pocket watch. Oh, a pocket watch. Might I take a look at it? He spun around to find Ace standing in the doorway. Junpei shrugged and handed him the pocket watch. Hey man, what are you doing over in this room? Weren't you supposed to fuck off? Oh, I just thought I'd come check up on the two of you. Is there a problem? No? Well, not a problem, but it was a lie. All Junpei wanted was to get rid of Ace. What? He sent Ace to the wheelhouse at the beginning for a reason. There was something he meant to ask Clover, and he meant to ask her in private. There was something he wanted to ask Clover, and he didn't want anyone else to hear him ask it. He also knew that Clover would likely remain silent if there were anyone else around when he asked. That was why he was so desperate to send Ace back to the wheelhouse. Ace opened his mouth, then took another look at Junpei and shut it again. A small smirk appeared on his face. Oh, I see, of course. He looked Junpei over, then glanced at Clover. I apologize for the intrusion. Well, best of luck. Ace gave Junpei a knowing pat on the shoulder and left. Is he trying to hit on her? I don't think so. Phew. Junpei let out a sigh and brushed a few drops of sweat from his forehead. What? He turned and found himself looking straight into Clover's eyes. She heard what Ace had said. She regarded Junpei with caution. What was that about? Oh, we're gonna fuck. She was clearly suspicious, and with good reason. Junpei's eyes widened, and he held up his hands in a gesture of innocence. Oh, no, it's not like that. What's it like then? You know, little PV, penis vagina? I just wanted to hear the rest of that story. I didn't get a chance to ask you about it until now. What story? About the experiment. Remember? The one you started to tell me in the operating room? You said something about an experiment that happened here 9 years ago. Clover bit her lip. She stared down at the floor for several long moments, and when she spoke, it was barely audible. I'm sorry, but I don't want to talk about that right now. I'm just not in the mood, okay? You understand, right? I keep thinking about my brother. I can't stop. I mean, he would do something like that. I don't know. To my brother. I can't forgive them. I'm not gonna let them get away with it. You're gonna pay for it, I promise. That's creepy. Let's see. Who could it have been? It'd have to be... Who could it have been? I'm not sure that'll work with anyone but Santa and Seven. So... Her shoulders were shaking. Drops of blood had sprung up on her lips where she was biting them. Jeez. She wiped it off and looked up at Junpei, her eyes fierce and angry. Junpei, who do you think did it? Her voice was cold and scarcely above a whisper. Junpei gulped. Well, if what Seven said was right, then there would have to be at least 2 of them. You need at least 3 people to open the numbered doors, and if you subtract Snake, that means there are at least 2 other people. You're right. So what does that mean? Well, if we just look at the bracelet numbers, we should be able to figure it out. They could have opened door 3 with Snake. Well, really, who and who, or who and who. You mean it could have been 4 people? Well, technically it's possible. I don't know. That doesn't seem very likely. Why? I'll tell you later. Why don't we just assume it was only 2 people for now? Okay, got it. Let's do that then. And who do you think it could be? Junpei crossed his arms in thought. Snake's bracelet number is 2. Which 2 bracelet numbers added to 2 would give a digital root of 3? Ace and Santa, 4, nope. Ace and June, 7, nope. Ace and 7, 8, nope. 9, nope. Santa and June, 9, nope. Santa and 7, yeah, they're the only one. Santa and Lotus, no. June and 7, 6 and 7, 14, 7, nope. 6, nope. Nope. They're the only ones. Would it be Santa and 7? 3. Could it be? Were Santa and 7 the killers? What's wrong? Clover looked at Junpei, and he looked back at her. There was no point in hiding it. He told her his conclusions. That's what I thought. She looked less surprised than he'd expected. Santa and 7. There's 2 people, and that's the only combination that works. Hey, wait a minute there. Don't you think it's a little too early to be jumping to conclusions? Well, all I said is that those 2 would have been able to open a door 3 with your brother. There might be other possibilities. Well, what other possibilities? He didn't have an answer. He was ready to admit defeat when Clover spoke. Are you saying you think it was 3 or 4 people? I really don't think that's likely. Why? Can I borrow your pen and paper? Clover put her hand out expectantly. Junpei pulled out his pen and pad of paper and handed them over to her. Words, I am good at them. She opened the notebook and wrote down several simple addition problems. Eventually, she had 8, which provided a digital root of 3. Yeah, I get it. Yeah, I can read numbers. I know what they mean. What's this? These are the combinations for 3 or 4 people. These 8 combinations are the only possible ones. I see. Junpei? Yeah? I can trust you, right? Of course. Why would you need to ask that? Really? Yeah. So that should get rid of B, D, G, and H, right? Of course. Just cross them out. And you should take off yours, too. The ones with 4. So what does that leave? A and E. Wait. Can't be A. Why not? Because June's in that one. There's no way in hell she'd do something like that. She was with you the whole time, asshole! Are you sure? I'd bet my life on it. Okay then. Then I can cross up A too, right? Yeah. Well, what have we got left? E. Do you know what this means? Everyone besides you, me, and June would be working together. You think that's likely? If there were 4 people working together, they wouldn't be very cautious. I don't think they'd try that hard to hide what they were doing after they outnumbered us, right? Well, you have a point. And besides, Face and 7 are working together. They could have easily gotten rid of me when I went to the shower room with them. But they didn't. They didn't even try anything. If they were the killers, why wouldn't they? Her voice was calm, but Junpei had only to look at her eyes and it was a forced calm. There were tears forming at the corner of her eyes, and she was blinking furiously to keep them back. Perhaps by attempting an objective analysis of who might have killed her brother, she had been able to distance herself from the harsh reality of his death. The more she struggled to act unconcerned, the more Junpei felt his heart tighten. Okay. Yeah, well, that does make sense. It seems pretty unlikely that it was as many as 3 or 4 people. Yeah, that means there's a good chance it was Santa and 7. That's how it looks. But why would they do it? There was a moment of silence. I think I know. What is it? He laid his hand gently on her shoulder. He was close. So close to the answer. Fuck you, Ace. When Ace chose the worst possible moment to return. He raised a knowing eyebrow and then spoke. Have I interrupted something? Yes, asshole. What do you want? There was something I wanted to speak with you about, Junpei. Could you come with me for a moment? No! No, I can't. He turned on his heel and walked back toward the wheelhouse. Junpei looked over at Clover. He gave her a short nod, hoped that she would be willing to talk to him again later, and followed Ace. I hate you so much. You're like a cock blocker for the truth. What did you want to talk about? Ace looked at Junpei and smiled, perhaps more of a smirk than a smile. There was something I wanted to check. Yeah? What's that? If you'll excuse me. With no warning, Ace slipped his hand into the pocket of Junpei's vest. Hey! What the hell are you doing? He reached for Ace's arm. But it was already too late. The older man's hand was Junpei's dick. Oh. I mean, the pieces of paper he'd balled up and hid in his pocket. Just as I thought. You switched them, didn't you? When we voted. Ah, well. Can't say that I care. I managed to get through the number door I wanted, despite your mischief. What? Why did you... Oh, simple curiosity. I hope you won't think ill of me for it. You fucker. Ace smiled, gave Junpei a friendly pat on the shoulder, turned on his heel, and left. It was a small defeat, but it was a defeat. Junpei lost the upper hand, and he knew it. He could feel his stomach begin to tense. Oh well. This isn't good. So many drawers, but nothing inside of them. There's another room on the other side of the window. A compass. It appears to be broken, however. See? Glass cover has been smashed to pieces. Well... How about the wheel itself? A helm. Well, steering wheel might be a more appropriate term. Hey. Looks like this is some sort of lock. It's got a weird shaped indentation on it. Huh? The shape. Maybe. Does look like the pocket watch would fit here. Nothing. Imagine the pocket watch is intended to go in there. However, we may need to do something with the watch first. Why don't you shove it up your ass? What is this? Some kind of display? It looks a little like an electronic scoreboard. I imagine it was added recently. Well. It's a wooden box. Maybe a case for letters? Hey Clover, you ever write letters? Nothing. The shelves are lined with books. Let's see what's in this blue one. There's something written on it. Ship's... something, huh? Ship's log, huh? That's sweet. Let's look at the ship's log. Ah, there we go. I'm an idiot. Yeah, search, douche. Found in the chart room. Following is written on the last page. Released soon for a new journey across the sea. After leaving port, we headed south and west. We turned southwest to steer the continent and proceeded northwest. We made port and changed our heading east for a time. Now heading due north. Soon we'll dock in the United Kingdom, the homeland of this vessel. Okay. Do. Okay. It's a light. Well, I guess she doesn't really feel like talking. She's not really paying attention to anything, is she? Her mind must be somewhere else. A map. It's got the Atlantic Ocean in the middle. Hey, Junpei, what do you think these red things are? Yeah, they look like pins. What do you think they're for? Who knows? What do you mean, who knows? Come on, be serious. I am. Can I fuck with it? Red pins on a map of the world. I wonder what they mean. Hey, Junpei. Sure you don't have any, like, hints or clues or something? I do, as a matter of fact. Yeah, let me see if they match up. This? World map with the Atlantic Ocean in the center. There are a number of red pins in several locations. What do these red pins mean? Well, the nautical charts I picked up earlier have maps like this one. Maybe one of them matches up with the pins or something. God, you're so dense. Well, what do you know? Looks like this one's a match for the pins. Okay, so we got 7 locations connected by straight lines. Trying to word next to it. That's probably the speed. Okay. Nautical table. Full, half slow, full, half dead stop. I wonder if I can remember that. Okay, cool. Okay. An engine order telegraph. They use this on old ships to adjust the speed of the ship. Like the gear shift in a car? Well, it's a little different. This device doesn't connect directly to the engine. In short, it's a transmitter. The navigation officer uses it to set the speed of the ship, and it sends a signal to the engine. There's a handle on top of it, which can be moved back and forth to. Hold on. Huh? There's no handle. You're right, there isn't. Looks as though it was deliberately removed. What can I... Engine order telegraph. I could probably get it to move. Okay. Compass. What is it? And what destiny does it point us to? Really hope you don't think that sounded cool. Steering wheel. Let's see if it... Whoa! Looks like the steering wheel moves. So it would seem. Notice something else as well. What's that? Well, when you move this wheel, the compass also moves. What do you mean? The ship. It's moving. Ha! Tricked you, didn't I? The wheel and compass must be connected to one another somehow. You think that's important? Let's try turning it again. South. West. God damn it. South. West. Southwest. Northwest. East. North. What the? The handle came off. Heh. Stooping so low, are you zero? What? A handle that came off the steering wheel. A handle. Never seen one of those before. This room is just like the other one. Metal plates bolted over the windows. Heck, not just bolted. Looks like they've been welded on. No way in hell are we going to get those off anytime soon. So, sure hope this handle fits. Yes, it fits. Excellent. That should allow us to operate the engine order telegraph. Let's give it a shot. Okay. Full. Half. Slow. Full. Half. Dead slow. Stop. Huh? That's weird. I thought I put it in the right speed. Did I mess up? No, I don't think so. Look, something happened on the back wall of the wheelhouse. Yeah, you're right. Let's check it out. Yeah. What's this? There's something on the wall that looks kind of like an arrival board. There are a whole bunch of words on the left side of the display. What the hell is this? And the names of ports across the world. I imagine it's showing us the ship's route. You know, just like the ones you might see at an airport. Departing XX carrier flight, yeah, blah blah blah, like that. Oh, I get it. It does look like those are the names of all the ports along the ship's route. Looks like the only one of those has a time on it, though. Time on the last line, right? 10 seconds past 3 o'clock. Perhaps that's an arrival time. Well, digital scoreboard, something like that. Left side, it's got names of the ports that ship will stop at along its route. Last line says 10 seconds past 3 o'clock. That must be the estimated time of arrival at the final port. Oh, perhaps. Whoa, what's he doing? Excuse me, Junpei. Hey, he just took my pocket watch. Hey, what the hell are you doing? Just trust me. Yeah, should be fine now. Well, thanks for giving me the pocket watch back. You don't need to look so smug. About it? Let's see what he... Oh, he moved the hands. 10 seconds past 3 o'clock. Oh, so you changed it to match the final arrival time. Ace nodded slowly. You know what to do next, right? Give it a shot. I'm going to try to put it in your beehole. Here it is, the beehole. Looks like this is some sort of lock. It's got a weird shaped indentation on it. Actually, shaped just like the pocket watch. Let's try putting it in there. Yay! Yes, it's open now. Good work. Seems you're successful. Well done, Junpei. Hey, Clover. You okay, baby? What? Look, we unlocked the door. Now we can get out of this room. Oh. Well, let's go then. Clover. Man, why do we feel all bad and shit? The space they found themselves in outside of the warehouse was far too narrow to be called the hallway. On their left was a wooden door. Junpei pushed it open and stepped into the room beyond. It was full of all manner of turn-of-the-century electronic equipment. Most of them were things they'd never seen before. They had no idea what they might have been for, let alone how to operate them. One smaller machine had a metal bar that ended in a circular handle. Ace seemed to recognize it. Ah, yes, a telegraph key. These are used to transmit Morse code a long time ago. He turned and slowly took in the room. This must be the communication office. Across the room from the door they'd entered through was another door. A metal plaque was nailed to it. It read, Captain's Quarters. The Captain's Quarters? That's what it says. Then, do you think? I am Zero, the captain of this ship. Ace swallowed. Junpei could feel his hands begin to sweat. Only Clover seemed unaffected. Well, we won't know if we don't open it. She walked up to the door and put her hand on the knob. It opened easily, and without so much as a pause, she walked in. Junpei and Ace followed. The first thing they saw... Oh, fucks. Was a man on the floor, covered in blood. Yeah, that's one way to put it. Junpei felt his body seize up. His mouth went dry, and he felt very, very cold. The blood in his veins slowed to a crawl, and his heart tightened like a fist. This was the third time he'd seen the horror of death laid out before him. He didn't think it was something he could stand to see much more of. Still, he had begun to accept that whatever it was he saw, whatever happened to him, was beyond his control, and whatever force controlled him was driven by a determination he could not hope to match. Well, that was unexpected. A sense of helplessness, of desperation, washed over him. He left behind a feeling of utter emptiness that wormed its way through his body like acid. Then he realized he had yet to check the man's pulse. Perhaps he was still alive. Fueled by that spark of hope, Junpei ran to the man's body, and his heart fell. Aw. His fingers on the man's neck felt no pulse. His pupils had dilated, and he wasn't breathing. Junpei looked at the man's already stiff body. There was a deep red wound in his chest. Junpei did not have to wonder long at what could have made such a wound. For lying next to the corpse was an axe. The entire blade of it was drenched in bright red blood. From the shape of the man's wound, there could be no doubt that it had been made by the axe. Junpei looked at the body again. A lake of blood stretched out around it. It was wearing the clothes of the ship's captain, although they were stained with blood. A captain. Did that mean that this man was Zero? On his left hand was a bracelet. The number on the bracelet was 0. It was only then that Junpei noticed the stench of blood that filled the room. He couldn't help but laugh. There was nothing else for him to say. It was too simple, too obvious, too straightforward. If there hadn't been a dead man on the floor, Junpei might have thought it was a joke. Excuse me? Excuse me. Pardon me. May I ask what the fuck? Hey, there's a camera here. Huh. Well, what the fuck is precisely what we're going to find out next time. See you then. Bye.